Welcome back into another episode of the Bell Ringers podcast with yours truly, Ryan McDonald.
And I'm Ty Press.
As always, as we say every week, please subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/the Bell Ringers pod. Subscribe, give us a like on our videos, share it, like our clips on there, and then follow us on our social media at Bell Ringers pod, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Spotify at Bell Ringers pod as well. Give us a follow in there, rate, all of it helps. Now, let's get into our NFL coverage or recap of Week 15. I had a strategy last week, did not go well. Didn't.
Yeah.
1-3 and 2 losses being my over and under.
3 weeks in a row, Rye.
And it's the worst part was I thought I was onto something where I would pick my under and then just change that to my over and then vice versa. And my first gut was correct. And I should have just went with that. Didn't. So 1-3, 26-34 overall now. Not the best.
No, and I believe I went 2-2, so still pushing that lead on more and more.
29-31. Yeah, Green Bay -2.5 over Seattle. That was a win. It's a pretty easy one. Yeah, Jacksonville +3 against the Jets. That one, not even close.
That one got destroyed. Yeah,
Jets actually
just came to play.
Yeah, the over in the Buffalo Detroit game.
Hit.
Yeah, I mean that was 93 points. I don't think that was not hitting.
That was. And I think it was 54.5 though. It was a high over, but that was crushing regardless.
And then your under missed by 8 points. Yeah, Dallas, Carolina under 43, and it finished at 44.
What are you gonna do? Still winning.
Yep. Wheel also went 2-2. It won Kansas City -4, lost Miami +3 with me. It lost Washington at New Orleans over 43.5, and then it won the under Kansas City at Cleveland under 44 where it went against me. Fuck you, Wheel. Moving into Week 16, I guess with a quick little news thing I guess it kind of deals with NFL, but Bill Belichick is going to be the next head coach of University of North Carolina football.
Yeah, that is exciting.
It's going to be weird. I don't think he's going to do well.
You don't think? Well, I don't think he's going to do well.
You think Bill Belichick can give a good culture for 18-year-old kids? I think at this point in his life
I think every kid growing up has looked up to Bill Belichick as a coach they would love to, like, he's going to be looked at as one of the greatest coaches of all time. I think as a young kid, you're going to idolize this man.
But my only thing with that is some of these kids going into college football right now were 9 years younger than us. They didn't really see any of the Patriots that we saw. They saw Bill Belichick stink.
For 2 years?
I mean, he's been out for, would be his, I don't know. I don't think he's going to, when kids are talking about TikTok and stuff like that, he's just going to sign the recruitment paper. Just put your name down.
Kids these days got no respect. They don't respect their elders.
I mean, if he uses his girlfriend well, maybe it'll help, but.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. I mean, I think you could have just went to college to pull more young baddies.
Yeah, I mean, she might be able to go to grad school there, so I guess good for him.
I also heard she's a lesbian.
I was what TikTok was telling me. That's all I could do.
I do want to make a quick note, not to throw shade, but former member of this podcast, Trevor Lay, did end up facing both of us in fantasy in 2 different leagues, both of which he had a dominating record, was in first place going into second to last week in both teams. Both matchups was the highest seed versus the lowest seed. Not to throw shade on us, but 1 seed Trevor versus 8 seed Ryan, and then 3 seed Trevor versus 6 seed me in the other league. Both of which the underdogs won, and you're looking at 2 victors on your screen right now. And Trevor, not only did he lose the podcast, but he lost all of fantasy too.
I feel bad though, because like in the 12-man league, I think I scored the most points and he scored like the second most. So he just got a badge roll in the first round.
It might have been close to that in the G League too, because I think I won like 157 to 153.
I think I won like 158 to like 100 or like 160 to 158 against him.
Yeah, he put up a good fight.
Yeah,
but we had to take him out. But yeah, I thought it was a funny comment. These people know Trevor,
so go let them know we lost.
Yeah.
Moving
recap of our picks. Let's do Thursday.
Yeah, we got Denver at Los Angeles facing the Chargers. Interdivisional matchup. The Chargers are 2.5 point favorites with an over/under of 42 points.
And listen, people, you can't hate us for missing that parlay last week. That was one of the worst games I've ever watched of football in my entire life. There was no touchdown scores. The final score is 12-9. Obviously, no one is predicting to have an absolute dud of a game like that. Like, you expect some players to do well. Puka did well. Puka got his, yards, I think.
Oh, actually, I think I got both mine. I
got
think
both years?
I think Kyron and Puka got it. Yeah. So
And then
it's
who did I
just
have
you.
picks for? I had the Niners. I had
You had Kittle 4.5 receptions, and then I think you had. Did you have like? Oh, you had Purdy
I had Brock
over.
Purdy 1.5 passing touchdowns,
Yeah, yeah.
and they got 0. That's just unfortunate.
Because I think Kittle had 3 or 4 receptions, so you're kind of close with it. But
Yeah, whatever. Like I said,
it's
it was
a
a
tough one.
shit game. But
Yeah, that one
I mean,
was.
this
I mean,
one
it's
I'm kind
pouring.
of worried about too. These are two pretty decent defenses.
Yeah, but both teams have been kind of scoring
Put up points, I
lately.
think. Yeah, I agree.
Spread did move to 3. I didn't realize that, but so it's Los Angeles -3, not 2.5.
Yeah, just gonna say like Chargers -3, over under is 42. Well, let's see. Both teams. Oh, sorry. Both teams did not look good last week. The Chargers played the Bucks, and they look like shit. Or was it the Broncos that played the Bucks?
No, you're right. I think it was the Chargers played the Bucks. No, but I mean
Chargers played the Bucks, and then the
Denver
Bucks
played
put
well.
42 on them.
because that was one of my picks. Denver won. Wait, I just got that. Wait, that was.
They barely beat the Raiders. That was the matchup.
No, they
No,
played
the
Indy.
Raiders
They
played
beat
last
them
night.
27. Wait, why do I have this all messed up? Let me.
Okay, yeah, they like scraped by with Indy. I think Bo Nix had 2 turnovers. Like, it was like a bad showing.
I mean, they beat them 31-13.
So Chargers are -3 here. I still have faith in the Chargers. Don't know if I'd be confident enough to make a pick for it, but like I think the Chargers can get a win here. We gotta get the right game.
I mean, the Chargers did win the first matchup 23-16.
And this one's in LA.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, 3 is fine. I mean, a 2.5 to 3
Push game. It's gonna say
Yeah.
it's most likely gonna push for 3, but
I think
I would
might.
take Chargers, honestly. Chargers, and
It's almost
I
just
mean,
Chargers
both-
because they're coming off a loss and they're
Yeah.
at home.
and it's like a big game. I think both teams are fighting for solid playoff
Yeah,
spots.
I mean, Denver's 9-5, Chargers 8-6, so they're kind of both
Yeah.
fighting for probably one of those last wild card spots. Because I mean, it's
I don't know
kinda,
if over or under, but
I would
we-
probably say over because I feel like I mean I know we said both teams with decent defenses, but last week
mean, like I said-
Denver was 31-13, and I feel like the Chargers have been kind of scoring more. I mean, they did let up 40 points last week.
I was just gonna say they let up 42 to Tampa Bay, so that's a bad enough place for
Yeah.
picks for there. To get into our parlay of the night, my first 2 picks, because we are gonna try and do a 4-legger again. We don't have the boost available to us right now because we're recording on Tuesday this week. So we are gonna tell you our picks. We're gonna add the booster to our bet. You guys can do it at the same when this comes out. The booster will be available, but we won't be able to give you a
Hopefully.
final number. But that being said, my first pick, I'm taking Ladd McConkey over 60 receiving yards. Even with the Chargers having an absolute dud of a game last week, he still was I think he had 58 receiving yards. And no one else did anything really in this game. There's no rushing attack. He led the game and led the team in receptions and receiving yards, and it was a really bad game for the whole team. So I think he can clear 60 fairly easily. Who I don't think is going to make an improvement, he might, but this is how bad he did last week, is Kamani Vidal. He put up 9 yards, I believe, last week in the game. This is going against a tougher defense. I think the Broncos did let up some rushing yards to Jonathan Taylor, but we're talking about Jonathan Taylor too, a second-string running back. I'm taking the under of 27.5 on Kamani Vidal rushing yards.
And then I'm going more on that Denver side. I got Bo Nix over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He's had 12 passing touchdowns in the last 5 games. And then I have Courtland Sutton over 5.5 receptions, which he's hit in 6 of his last 7 games. And then kind of also with that, the Chargers last week, I mean, they gave up a ton of points and a ton of yards, ton of touchdowns to Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. So, I mean, Bo Nix really only throws to one guy, and it's only Sutton. So I kind of expect them to be able to put up points, put up touchdowns, and, get a good connection going early in the game.
So with that combined, right now I'm looking at plus 1,100, and that is without a booster on it. So
Yeah, so 20% would be nice if we could get it.
20% will be nice on this pick. So hope to make some extra change. I hope you guys ride with us. Last week was a fluke game. That Thursday did nothing for anybody. I think I saw some odds where it was like 3 people voted or bet that there would be no touchdown scores, and like 500,000 people voted for touchdown scores. Like the Vegas made big on this week of people losing bets because no touchdown scores.
All right, to recap our Week 16 Thursday Night Football parlay, I am taking Bo Nix over 1.5 passing touchdowns and Courtland Sutton over 5.5 receptions.
I'm taking Ladd McConkey over 60 receiving yards, and I'm going to take Kamani Vidal under 27.5 rushing yards.
Combines for plus 1,100 odds. Try and see if you can get a boost, and good luck.
Going into
Saturday.
Sunday. Oh, Saturday. You're right. Saturday starts
2
this week.
Saturday games. I just put
Two
up
Saturday
a
games.
weird hand signal for two. I had like little.
Two.
It was
Count
like
'em,
this. I was
two.
like, count 'em two. I was like, that's not two.
Number three.
I was looking at my own hand. I was like, I don't even know how many fingers I'm holding up.
I like these Saturday games though. There's like
Yeah.
two solid matchups that I think are going to be close games.
It does kind of piss me off because this is the first week of the college football playoffs, and they're deciding to put games 1 hour after the first game and then another hour after the second game. They couldn't they couldn't let college football have their own first day of the college football playoffs. They had to say, "Fuck you, NFL's king. We're putting games at the same time."
I mean, dude, you're talking the semifinals of playoffs too. This is massive weeks.
What do you? Oh, for like
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Fantasy. Like, I'm looking at this right now. Like, I think my buddy texted me. He was like, "Do you want to watch the Penn State game? Or Penn State playing at what 2
noon?"
And I'm looking at it now. I'm like, this Chiefs Texans matchup is massive for me on one of my teams. Like, I need to be locked in on this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to be locked in on both. So
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
we are Penn State,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So yeah, kind of already spoiler there. The first game of the Saturday slate is Houston Texans at Kansas City. Kansas City is 3-point favorites in this game. They are home, and the total is 41.5. And I got a pick for this one, right?
Oh, early. I do not.
Early pick.
What do you got for me?
I think with no Patrick Mahomes and Carson Wentz playing, I'm taking the Houston Texans +3 here.
You're lucky. It was 2.5 earlier. You got an extra half a point there.
Actually, half a point, baby. We take it.
It's not bad.
Oh, wait,
I just
shit. Does that mean on my parlay I have it at 2.5?
I don't know if you put it in already. Probably. Well, it depends. Cause,
No, I did get Texans. I did get Texans +3.
Okay.
That's love. That's love.
I mean, I don't hate that. I'm just afraid of the Kansas City Devil Magic, and they're gonna shoot him up with something, and he's gonna be able to play on Saturday.
Oh my god, dude! Can you imagine?
Like I'm sure they would have done something. He could have played that game. He's like impervious of getting hurt unless he actually completely breaks something.
This is gonna have a get right. This is gonna give the Chiefs another L. Banged up Patrick Mahomes. They're probably gonna be rushing a lot, and I think that's gonna be the key of the game. So Houston's gonna be dialed in on stopping the run. I think they're gonna be doing fine. Or Carson Wentz is just gonna eat up the Texans alive.
Carson Wentz was a almost MVP before. Super Bowl winner Carson Wentz.
This would make me so mad if this is a game that I lose, and it's because Carson Wentz dissected the Texans defense.
Also like I think they play Kansas City plays on Christmas, so like I know for a fact. I mean, not that the NFL actually has any like say in it, but I'm sure the NFL really wants Patrick Mahomes to be able to play on Christmas.
Well, that's my other thing too. Is I feel like they're gonna save that game, like save him or have him be like take the rest and be good for Christmas game. But it is. All these games matter. Like,
yeah.
The Chiefs are talking about losing a 1 seed if they lose. Well, no, because Buffalo got another loss.
No, they beat
Buffalo
Detroit.
has 3 losses now, right? No, but they lost to the Rams getting the third loss, didn't they?
Yeah. Let me see the.
So I think Kansas City has a 1-game cushion right now.
Yeah, I guess they do because Bills are 11-3 and Chiefs are 13-1, so they have 2 games actually.
Okay, so I could see them actually resting him for the Houston game.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised then.
So yeah, that is my first pick. And obviously, for the review, I'm taking the Texans +3. And I don't know, 41 is a low total. Again, that is with the expectation of no Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm actually probably gonna go Houston with you, especially with the fact now that I know that they have a cushion like that. I think they probably are gonna rest him, and I probably go with the under because if Carson Wentz is in there and he can't score that much, Chiefs still have a pretty good defense. I think they're going to try and lean on, maybe the ground game if they can, and just pounding the rock out and kind of chewing up clock as best they can. So I'll take the under.
Don't mind that, but I kind of think I'd want the over because I have Nico Collins and Joe Mixon.
Yep, I'm going against Nico Collins, so I would also one of the reasons why I want to go the under.
All right, what do you got next?
Next up, I have Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Baltimore's -6 over under 44.5. Yes, I know it's in Baltimore, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh +6. They beat them in Pittsburgh early in the season. Both of them have lost to us recently, but I think Pittsburgh has a chance to still at least hang within them. I mean, they might not win this game. I'm not really sure if I'm going to pick them to win, but I think they could stay within that +6 range.
I still haven't seen anything about George Pickens, when he's coming back.
It says
he's going to be back this week.
ESPN says estimated return the 21st. So
I think they need George Pickens, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of if I didn't see that, I probably wasn't going to pick this. Hopefully,
so you are taking Steelers +6 here, or is that
yes
with a pick? Oh,
yes,
nice.
That is my pick. Steelers
Cool.
+6.
I do like the Steelers covering this right here.
It's just too many points for me.
Would be pretty crazy for them too if they do get the win.
Yeah, I mean, also I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore does win, but they win by like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I can see that for sure.
Probably go with the under here, just divisional game. And I think last time they played, it was like the total was like 30 points. I think it was like
Yeah,
17-13, something like that.
very low scoring. Because I remember it came shortly after the Ravens-Bengals
Yep.
division game, and I
I bet
took
the over.
the over on
Yep.
this game.
I think I took the over with you there. I remember that
Yeah,
one.
I did. We both took a fat L on that one. Moving into Sunday, 1 o'clock. I'm looking at the Eagles at Washington Commanders. Eagles are favored by 3.5, and the total is 45.5. That's a fair spread. I know we're on a run right now, but the Commanders are in desperation mode. I mean, we are too. We are fighting for that 1 seed, but 3.5 is fair. They did kind of get their juices flowing again against New Orleans last week, but I don't know, Ryan. I think I'm still leaning Eagles minus 3.5 here.
Oh, I mean, I definitely would. I think it'd be kind of hard not to with the fact. I mean, we've beaten teams like the Ravens and the Steelers by. I mean, I know the Ravens game kind of got closer at the end, but that was kind of a garbage time touchdown.
Garbage time touchdown. Can't count it.
And I mean, just the fact that we just pushed our will on the Steelers. I mean, the final drive of us, the game clock was 10:29, and we were on like our own 3-yard line. And the Steelers.
Is that what y'all wanted to see?
Steelers did not get the ball back. I mean, that was great. I mean, that's kind of what we said last week. And the one thing he said, he's like, just because we don't do it doesn't mean we can't. And that's kind of what I was trying to say. That where like we get up in these games, we run the ball a lot because it wins us games. Doesn't mean we can't throw the ball. We just don't need to.
Yeah, fun little statistic here for you, Ryan. The player leading in rushing touchdowns is Jalen Hurts. The player leading in rushing yards is Saquon Barkley, and the Eagles are 12-2. Let me ask you a question.
11-2.
Who do you think? What's the leading passing yards is Joe Burrow. Leading in passing touchdowns is Joe Burrow. Leading in receptions is Jamar Chase. Leading receiving yards, I believe, is Jamar Chase. What's their record?
Pretty bad.
Pretty fucking bad. So maybe having the best rushing team leads to more wins than having the best passing team. Maybe you control the game and you get more wins. We had a 10-minute drive to end the game in the fourth quarter. That was insane.
Yeah, I think Jalen started out the game like 9 for 9 or 12 for 12 completion, like completing the ball just every drive, just dot over the middle, down the field. I mean, he was just dinking them up. I mean, that one he scrambled a little bit and then just tossed a little flea flicker. Saquon on the side, they picked up like 6 on it. Kind of what would it have been, like a nothing play?
I mean, would you like to see him be able to mix both Saquon and AJ and Devontae into the same game? Yeah, but as of now, it seems like we're figuring out what works and you roll with it. Like, sent all forces stopping Saquon, and they did a pretty good job of stopping Saquon.
Yeah, and
they had him stuffed.
He got injured for a little while.
Try to run the ball. They were stuffing it, but we had to move on to passing, and Jalen dissected them. Like it's what you have to do. You have to send a full frontal force to go after Saquon to stop him. And if you do, you're going to leave AJ and Devontae wide open.
I mean, it is nice to have one of these games later in the season and just kind of like this way that all those guys get comfortable. Like Jalen gets comfortable throwing the ball a little bit more because I mean, like you don't want to go that many games with not having that big of a passing game. Absolutely. Just so he's kind of still in rhythm. It's just nice knowing we can kind of do whatever we want. And I think I don't know what the stat is exactly, but I think Saquon's been like tackled within like the 2-yard line like 10 times this season, and those have all been Jalen Hurts touchdowns to like tush push. Yeah. So if he had all those touchdowns, he'd have like I don't know, like 20 touchdowns on the season. He would have like a crazy number.
He'd ought to be a even better fantasy owner, their players right now. Dude, like give him all those touchdowns, and you're talking about like probably clear MVP, which I feel bad.
Oh yeah.
As much as I hate to say it, not Joe Burrow.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is just having his way. Like he literally is putting up insane game after insane game. Even if Saquon's on pace to break the record, Josh Allen is doing unreal shit. Like it sucks that it's happening in the same year, but like it's hard to argue. Like you can't fully convince that it has to be Saquon with how good Josh Allen is doing.
Yeah, I mean one of the things that kind of stinks with that is, I mean, yeah, he is going nuts, but he also has to be going nuts. Like he lost 44-42 or whatever it was against the Rams, and then had to put up 48 against Detroit to win. Meanwhile, we're winning these games by like 2 scores.
Yeah. Also, a good point about him losing to the Rams. I believe that was the same game where he had a rushing, passing, and receiving touchdown.
No. That was the same. Game. That was the San Fran game.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think that the Rams game was 3. I think he had 3 passing and 3 rushing.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I believe you're
So
right.
it's still just a crazy game.
Still an unreal game for a quarterback.
I do go against him this week in fantasy, so I hope this all stops now.
I
Please
have him
just
on the dynasty team.
I hope
It
it
seems
all
like you're
stops.
going against me and a lot of these players right now. One of us is going to be happy next week.
I mean, I'm fine with the couple players you have. Fine. Well, except for Josh Allen, I'd like to have him to have a mediocre game at least. We can move on to because we both got Philly. I'm fine with the under, 45.5.
Yeah, I think our defense has been so electric. I can see the under as well.
And I think Washington does kind of play a little bit tougher usually than we'd like. I think they might have Lattimore back. I'm not really scared of him at all, but it does technically help them, I guess. But up next, I have Cleveland at Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati's minus 7.5 point favorites, over under of 47 points. Jameis's time in Cleveland might be over. Really tough outing last week against Kansas City. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to see. I hope he does get a job. I hope he at least. I mean, I want to see him start somewhere, honestly. Or at least, like, be a backup on, like, Miami. Or, like, somewhere that, like, kind of has a quarterback that tends to not be fully healthy, so we at least get to see him. I don't want him to just sit behind, like, a healthy QB all season and just do nothing.
Depending on, like, you're going to have some teams draft quarterbacks. I don't know, it's not a great quarterback draft class, but, like, I don't think he's given enough to be, like, not willing to try out a young guy. Like, he's had how many years in the season in his career, and he's still having just pick sixes and interceptions out the ass. Like,
yeah, but he throws touchdowns.
He can sling it and put up a lot of touchdowns, but he is still not playing smart with the ball. And, like, at the end of the day, you can throw up all these stats all you want, but when you're turning the ball over, you're losing the game for your
team.
I
mean, I think he might do better with a better running back too. I mean, Chubb is a great running back, but he's been kind of shelved himself so far this season since he's played, and then he got hurt.
It's not terrible. There's worse running backs in the league.
Yeah, but there's also quite better.
There are better, but I hear what you're saying. I just don't think he's gonna be a starter next year somewhere else.
I'd like to see him like in Miami, not like because Tua does get hurt a lot, and I think that would kind of like throw Jameis.
Right?
Yeah, you throw Jameis in there in those games that he missed this season. I think they might get one or two of those wins. I don't think they kind of, and then they'd be alive in the season. Or even just
so back to that game though, I probably will be taking Bengals minus 7.5 on this. I know it's a big point spread for them, but they put up points, and I don't know if Jameis and Cleveland can put up like points like that. Like, I know everybody's putting up points against the Bengals. I probably would lean the over, even though it's 47. But I think Joe Burrow is gonna have another field day.
Yeah, I mean this is kind of depends on if they. I mean, if I'm assuming they're probably gonna start Jameis, so I would lean the over here. But I think I might be on the Bengals as well. I just think Burrow can outpace Jameis, and the Bengals might be able to get one lucky pick or two.
Definitely limit the turnovers more than Jameis.
Yeah.
Next game I got is Detroit Lions at Chicago. Lions are 6.5 favorites, and total is 48. Obviously, look at these two teams and how they've done all season. You'd say 6.5 is a little tight, but the Bears held them to, I think, within 3 last time they played each other.
Yeah, it was close on Thanksgiving too.
Thanksgiving, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it's on a holiday too. But
and that was that Eberflus just failed to call timeout, and they just ruined the chances of winning.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they were in field goal range to tie it up too, or was it tied or to win?
It wasn't like they kind of needed a little bit more to get in field goal range, but they had a timeout, and like instead of timing out, they kind of did a hurry up offense, but then took a ton of clock off. And then basically just had one play that...
And then threw a deep ball.
Yeah.
Right? That didn't even try to slant to the outside.
Like, they could have, just taken a timeout, tried to get one, or, spike the ball or whatever, tried to clock it, or just, something to get in field goal range and then kick the field goal, but no. I mean, the Bears are weakly. They either look good or they don't. Mostly they don't. So I'd kind of want to lean towards Detroit here.
I think I'd be leaning Detroit, too. I think they almost got embarrassed by the Bears, and I think... They did just lose too, so you're talking about just losing to the Bills, playing a divisional matchup against a team that almost beat you, which had no business being close to beating you. I think they come out of this game extremely aggressive, even though they're so banged up on defense. I don't think that's going to hurt them enough with a team like Chicago. I think the Lions are going to go crazy.
Yeah, and then
I would take 6.5. I might even lean the over again on this one though, because the Lions are going to be firing, but their defense. Is still very banged up, so I think Chicago is going to be able to put up points.
It did lose Dave Montgomery this week, though, for the rest of the season. Stinks.
Yeah.
Kind of helps Eagles.
I'm going to have to adjust to that.
All right, next up I have the Rams going to New York to play the Jets. Rams are 3.5-point favorites with an over/under of 46 points. I mean, the Jets are coming off a pretty high-scoring game.
So what do you think? Would you lean the over on this one?
Yeah, I think I.
Fuck yeah, you would, baby. That's my over. Jets, Rams, 46. Both teams can put up points all of a sudden because the Jets, Aaron Rodgers threw 3 touchdowns and 300 passing yards.
Also going with the over. Sorry, I was trying to look at my picks and I was looking for the Jets as the first team on my list, and for some reason I forgot it's Rams at Jets. I was like, wait, why can't I find this? I was like, I'm pretty sure I picked this game too. All right, so we both got
riding with me with the over.
Nice. I mean, that's good for you or good for me, not good for you. But
yeah, that's true.
I mean, if I could just copy your over and unders, I might actually have a chance of coming back. But yeah, I mean, kind of like that. And I mean, the Rams also just can continuously. I mean, minus last week. Thursday Night Football is always different. It was pouring. Niners got their whole defense back basically. So, but I think in this game, both teams can put up enough points to get over that 46 mark.
I forgot the Rams were one of the teams on that Thursday night. Yeah, that is brutal. Coming off of probably the worst offensive game you've had all year, they're going to want to come out firing. And the Jets, I mean, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are just lighting it up right now.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they keep doing that. It would be nice.
I played against, I started Aaron Rodgers, and I was going against Devontae Adams. That was my only saving grace to his 40 bag that he put up.
I do have a Devontae Adams in one matchup this week. So,
but do you like Rams minus 3.5 or Jets plus 3.5?
No, I'd still Rams minus 3.5. I don't think. I mean, yeah, the Jets won, but I don't think it's gonna stay all that consistent. I mean, they beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville's basically they're just a loser.
But what a hiccup that would throw on the Jets' future if Aaron Rodgers just decides to, now that they're fully out of the playoffs, just to ball out, ruin their draft pick, and then make people be like, yeah, maybe he actually is gonna be.
Yeah, I mean that would be a very Aaron Rodgers thing to do.
Yeah, just go insane the end of the season.
Just 400 are passing games.
Just lighting up every team he plays. Be a complete playoff ruiner for some of these teams.
He just goes in the offseason saying relax.
Yeah, guys.
RELAX. Relax.
I'm going to say I'd be leading Jets plus 3.5 here. I think they're going to do it to the Rams. And obviously we're taking you over.
You get the next
team? It's me, right? Arizona Cardinals at Carolina. Cardinals are 4.5-point favorites, and the total is 47. Got anything on this one, Ryan? Your favorite Cardinals?
I do not, because I mean, just the Carolina Panthers at all times not kind of freak me out. Plus, I think I have a better pick.
You don't know what Panthers you're gonna get.
Yeah, so. I think I have a better pick for my favorite.
Okay, I like my favorite a lot too, honestly. But if I were to pick one of these games, I honestly might even lean Carolina plus 4.5 here. I don't know about the total though, because like you said, I'd say under 47. I don't know if both these teams are going to be firing like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't. Yeah, the Panthers plus 4.5. I don't hate either. Because I mean, if the Panthers were able to stay close enough with some of the other teams they have, why can't they with the Cardinals?
Mm-hmm.
But then they did just lose by a decent amount to the Cowboys. But I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Next, I have the New York Football Giants going down to Atlanta to face the Falcons. Atlanta's big favorites, 8.5 points, and an over/under of 40 points, 40.5. I lost a point. Damn it. I'm taking the under here. I'll switch it to 40.5. That's kind of.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
I have the under on this one too.
I mean, we both have it, so we could both give ourselves 41.5 or 40.5.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy that we just lost a whole point. I took it at 41.5 on my bet.
I didn't put the bet in, but that's what I had in my notes.
Okay, then I'll give it to you.
Right,
do 40. I have it locked in.
Yeah.
The bet already placed at 41.5.
All right, there you go. We have the New York Giants at Atlanta under 41.5.
Yeah, we can use it for the screenshot. Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think we post the screenshots of those, but.
Oh, you might be right.
Either way, it still works. I mean, yeah, I just kind of both teams I feel like can't score the ball or at all.
Okay, so I was right on this. The Falcons are benching Kirk Cousins for Michael Penix Jr. this week.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
I thought I saw that right before I made my pick too. So you're looking at Tommy DeVito versus Michael Penix Jr.
Hopefully throws it to Drake London a lot.
Maybe not, right? I think they're just gonna run the shit out of Bijan.
God, yeah, I might have to take Drake London out.
Yeah, it could be hurtful, Ryan.
I mean, I get why they're doing that, but why? Come on.
Yep.
I mean, are they still fighting for the division?
I don't know. Bucks got a win. I think they lost last week, didn't they?
Yeah.
The Bucks beat them twice.
They're 1 point off, or 1 game away, behind.
I don't know. I mean, Kirk's been playing like shit.
Yeah, but still, I mean, Michael Penix isn't gonna do any better.
I don't think so either, right? That's why I took that game as an under. So with that being said, I think give me the Giants plus 8.5 because I don't think Michael Penix is going to cover 9-point spread, and I'd say the under of 41.5.
I'm gonna go minus 8.5 for the Falcons because Michael Penix is gonna score 39 points by himself, and the Giants are gonna score 0 points, all to be Drake London.
Okay, I like that. That's a good hypothesis. Next game I have on here is Tennessee Titans at Indianapolis Colts. Colts are 3.5 points favorites, and the total is 42.5. Anything?
No.
This game sucks.
Yeah, thankfully, this is
anything for this awesome game we got in front of us.
Thankfully, this is the last game of the 1 o'clock hour because this is one of the ones that like, if it's in the 4 o'clock range and there's only a couple 4 o'clock games, this is the one that you just hate. You're like, come on, like just please get this off. I don't watch this. This is going to be the one that like we're not going to see on Red Zone at all. Hopefully at all. I mean that probably combined with the Giants Falcons game, probably not really going to be on Red Zone much.
Jags Raiders 4:25, right?
Yeah, there you go. That's the one. There's always one. There's always one.
Slate. But in that game, I'd say give me Colts minus 3.5, under 42.5. I'm not touching that game with any of my picks, so.
I'd probably go about the same. I think I like those picks.
All right, what do you got next? 4:05.
Yeah, I guess the only 4:05 game. The Minnesota Vikings minus 3.5 as they go into Seattle to face the Seahawks. Over under of 42.5 points. I mean, both teams kind of fighting for their divisions. Mm-hmm. Minnesota's tied with the Lions in record, but they do not own the divisional record. And then you have the Seattle Seahawks tied with the Rams, but they don't own their tiebreaker either. So you got both teams kind of right there tied for the division lead.
Need to get some wins and need the other team to lose.
Yeah, so I mean, they kind of, in a way, they hold their own destiny with the Vikings facing Detroit in the last week of the season. So if they were able to win out, they'd probably take they would take the division and possibly the 1 seed.
They lost to who did they lose to 2 NFC teams? If they lose, it comes down to conference losses.
Yeah,
right?
and we're tied. We're 1 game behind the Lions in that, and then we're tied with the Vikings.
Okay, so if they can beat the Vikings out,
what's I'm saying, if the Vikings win out, they might be able to take depending on what we do, they might be able to take the number 1 seed.
I mean, that could if we're tied with the conference, it could go to divisional record, which I think if we win out and they win out, they still have a loss to the Lions, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that the 3rd tiebreaker or the 2nd tiebreaker?
I think so. I think it goes conference and division.
Let me see if I can find that.
But I'll keep talking about this game while you're going. So yeah, Vikings minus 3.5. I think I am leaning the Vikings on this. I don't know, Seattle. Even without Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet is balling out still too. So they are finding a way to put up points. It's just, I don't know. I think this Vikings is a lot more real deal than Seattle is. 42, and I think I'd be leaning the over on this too. Actually, 42.5 is pretty low, and I think Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, they do find a way to get these guys some points.
Okay, so it goes first. It's head to head, then the win loss in the games played within the division. So I guess that means like if we're in the division, win loss in common games. So I guess if we both play the same teams, and then win loss in conference, and that's 2 or more, and then the 3 or more is kind of, it looks like the same. Let's break a tie within the division. Give me to break a tie. Well, I guess we'll find out later in the season if it matters. All right.
Who are you leaning? Right, 3.5 Vikings
probably the Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, there might not be any Geno Smith this week.
Oh, that could hurt my over prediction then too.
Oh, you picked the over?
I didn't pick it for my pick. I'm saying.
Yeah, you already picked your over. Yeah, I mean, if he plays, I don't hate the over either.
All right, next game. I think it's me.
Yep.
New England Patriots at Buffalo Bills. Bills are 14-point favorites, and the total is 46.
It's a big spread for an NFL team.
Mm-hmm. So was Ravens Giants. They covered that.
This is fair.
Actually, it was slightly bigger than that.
It was 16, I think.
16. So Bills covering 14.
Probably. I hope they get up early and they just say, Josh, you can just go sit on that bench over there. Take a nice warm seat on that bench. You don't need to play anymore.
Yeah, after he gets 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown, then like, you know what? Yeah, Josh, you can call it a day there.
Just hand the ball to James Cook and run that clock out.
That'd win me another league.
Safe.
So
right,
James Cook going off would win me another league.
I'll let the ball go to James Cook then. I don't have to worry about him.
The only one that loses me is Josh Allen in our league, and then James Cook in my dad's. But like I said, if James Cook or Josh Allen have field day, I'm happy. They both had a field day last week, which won me both of those playoff games, which I was very happy about.
At least if he has a field day, just only throw it to Khalil Shakir.
But I think they do it. I think they cover 14, and I honestly think the Bills are putting up overs left and right, so I'd go over 46.
Yeah. It's kind of hard not to with the fact that both their past games have been like 80 plus.
80-something plus, yeah. I think it's pretty crazy that they're under 50.
Yeah.
Like
you kind of have to just
right now.
just say over, even though I feel like this one's probably gonna end up being under, just because everyone's gonna bet over with their past 2 games, and then we're all gonna lose money on the under, or on the over. But moving on to the next game, San Francisco 49ers going down to Miami. Miami's a -1 point favorite, basically a coin flip here, over under 44.5 points. Brock is coming off that bad game on Thursday, but it was a monsoon out there. Originally thought about taking San Fran +1, but
really,
at the same time, I don't know if I could trust them.
I mean, that San Fran defense is pretty elite now that it's all back to healthy. Yeah. But I think I have San Fran's defense in the one league. Do I trust them against Miami offense? That's been doing pretty good too.
I mean, they just had a bad day last week.
And I probably will trust them again. I think the Niners defense is elite when they're all healthy.
I mean, Miami played Houston last week and got pummeled?
Yeah, all right, then fuck yeah. San Fran defense. I didn't really, I knew they didn't. Tua didn't do great, but I didn't realize that.
I think I might have San Fran defense in one league as well.
So I probably, you kind of convinced me. San Fran +1 here, under 44.5.
No, I think Cardinals defense in that. Probably gonna go under, because I mean with that San Fran defense, I mean I think we might get the same, not like as low scoring as last Thursday's, but I don't see it going too high. You got the
next game I got is the snooze fest of the 4:00 slate. That is Jacksonville Jaguars at Las Vegas Raiders. Coin flip game again. Raiders are -1 point favorites, and the total is 39.5.
This one's even more of a coin flip. I mean, Raiders are only -112 money line, and the Jaguars are -108. Where at least the Dolphins were -120. That San Fran was +100. So
yeah,
they're really packing it close in this one. I mean, I kind of want to say Jags. I mean, Mac Jones has looked better than I thought he would.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Jets don't have a terrible defense. It's not been that great this season, but still, I mean, they put up a decent amount of points, and it's just
I'd say Jags too. Raiders are pretty dog shit.
They have no one able to run the ball right now.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Brock Bowers. Is the whole offense.
Yeah, so I would take Jags +1 and probably the under.
Yeah, 39.5 still seems like too much for these guys.
All right, we go into the last game of Sunday, the Sunday night game at 8:20. We have Tampa Bay going down to Dallas to face the Cowboys. Tampa Bay is -4, over under of 48 points. Do you have a pick here?
Left, Ryan?
I do. I think we might have the same pick because there's a reason why you said you liked your favorite down there. It's Tampa Bay -4.
There's -4 against the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's go.
You trying to bring me down to 1-3 week? Come on, dude.
I mean, it doesn't really help me either. This means I can't catch you as well.
That's true.
If anything, it's better for you that you're picking the same as me.
It's funny that as I'm looking at this, I'm like, I think he's missing a pick, and I don't know if he said his favorite. Yeah, fuck, this could be bad.
So the only picks we have different is our dog. So I have to hope that I hit my dog and you don't hit yours.
Which one was yours again? Reminder.
Pittsburgh +6, and they're both Saturday too, which is even funnier.
Oh,
yeah, so we just get to find out Saturday what after Saturday doesn't matter.
This game with a win. Yeah, that's awesome. That's actually great. We both win that. We can literally be rooting for the same exact picks to go 4-0.
Yeah, that's nice at least.
Yeah, right. I look at it as an optimistic thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Both go 4-0.
That's fair.
Obviously, we both take the Buccaneers -4 here against the Cowboys on Sunday night. And if I had to pick an over and under, Ryan, I would probably lean. Oh, it's 48.
Yeah, it's a high one. I mean, Tampa Bay did just put up 40.
Yeah.
And I think the Cowboys put up 30. I don't know.
I think Cowboys.
I don't think they've been that good.
No, but I think their defense did better, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm kind of feeling the under.
The Bucs held the other team to nothing.
Yeah, it was 40 to 17.
The Chargers to 17, and then I think the Cowboys won
30-14.
So you're looking at the defenses still.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go under.
Yeah, under 48. I'd agree with that. All right, love that, right? Love that.
All right, you want to take
And
over
then,
on Monday?
Yeah, Monday. So yeah, I guess we really have to do it like that. We got an early week next week with Christmas.
Yeah.
Like we have a Monday night game and then immediately have 2 Christmas Day games on Wednesday.
Yeah,
So
maybe we might record on Monday during the game. I guess it's probably gonna be our best time.
Honestly, might have to do it even sooner so Holly can edit it during the game.
Yeah, but that's fair.
Oh wait, our picks on Sunday, so we're done our picks. Because we'll record with the thought of maybe our predictions went well with that Monday night game, right?
Oh, that's another big spread. Jeez, did you?
I thought I said the Bucks
No, I
game.
did.
Did you? That's my apology. I've been waiting for you. So I got the New Orleans Saints at Green Bay Packers. Packers, like Ryan said, is a big spread. Minus 13.5 over the Saints, and the total is 42. Probably still taking the Packers, right?
Yeah, probably still. Yeah, the Saints are not good. I mean,
Saints are not good.
Derek Carr's Saints are not good. Alvin Kamara dropped a deep shot that would have been a touchdown. Would have helped them out. I mean, I guess probably would have won them.
Beat the Commanders. Right?
I mean, they would have ended up winning the game with that. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they scored with no time left on the clock and then went for 2 and didn't get it. I mean, I don't blame him for that thought. Just offense couldn't move and they probably didn't trust their defense.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of hard to blame him for that pick. I mean, they're not winning anything this year either, so why not just go for it? Yeah, I guess give me the Packers here and probably the under.
I'd say under as well. Yeah. I don't think Saints are going to do much at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same.
Let's get into this recap.
Let's do the wheel first.
Wheel
first.
Let's forget about that fucking wheel.
I don't know. I guess you hate it.
I hate it, yeah. I mean, I used to hate it because it's doing better than me, but I think it's just doing better than you now, right?
No, we're tied, so okay. you can lay off me there. It's taking Minnesota minus, what was it, 3.5 at Seattle?
I think so.
Yeah, minus. Yeah, I got 3.5.
Hi, birdie.
And we got it's taking the New York Giants plus 8.5 at Atlanta.
I'm looking at 9 right now, right?
Oh, it's switched. We just did it. It was 8.5. It is 9 now. All right. Well, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't want to, but
the over
is Jacksonville at Las Vegas. That is the grossest over of the week.
Yeah, 39.5. That is a bad one.
I mean, it's the lowest total of the week, but it is disgusting. I mean, Jacksonville did score last week, so there's a chance it gets it. And it's taking the under in New Orleans, Green Bay.
Monday night. That is
42.
42. Yep. I think we agreed with that one.
Yeah, once again, don't like that we agree on that.
Yeah.
With the wheel, I guess. All right. Recapping our Week 16 NFL picks, my favorite is going to be Tampa Bay minus 4 at Dallas. My dog is Pittsburgh plus 6 at Baltimore. My over is LA Rams at New York Jets over 46. And my under is New York Giants at Atlanta under 41.5.
All right, this is going to sound pretty familiar, but recapping my picks, my favorite is going to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 4 against the Dallas Cowboys. My dog is the Houston Texans plus 3. Saturday, 1 o'clock against the Kansas City Chiefs. My over is going to be the Jets-Rams game, over 46. And my under is going to be the Giants-Falcons game, under 41.5.
And the Wheels picks are Minnesota minus 3.5 at Seattle, New York Giants plus 9 at Atlanta, Jacksonville at Las Vegas over 39.5, and New Orleans at Green Bay under 42.
Didn't do it on purpose, but Ryan's not catching up.
I can catch up by 1. I mean, at least if I go 4-0, I mean, if I don't catch up but I'm over 500, I'll take that as a win. That's fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, if you go 4-0, I go 3-1. I'm happy with that as well. Yeah. I know. I remember last time I think we had like something similar to this. We're like, I think we like had a good 2 first picks. We're like, we could be going into this final game.
Oh yeah,
and we're reversing each other.
Yeah,
like, we could go into this final game deciding who's going to be 4-0 and who's not, and we were both 0-3 going into the final game. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, give us 5 stars, whatever you got to do to help out the pod. We are pushing for the new year going in studio.
Oh, yes.
We're getting asking Santa to get us some extra stuff that we can make it all nice and clean and official for you guys. But that is something to look forward to. Also, make sure you ride with us on our parlays. I don't know if you've been picking a side to see who you're riding with, but it's going to be really easy to pick a side this week. Do you like Houston or do you like the Steelers? Because everything else is the same.
Or maybe you think all 5 are going to hit. You just take all of them.
Yeah, maybe, Adam, just combine it to a 5-legger. So, thank you for watching. Good luck with all your picks. Go Birds.
Go Birds.